I'm Trudy, and I'm White Star Mystic Coach. And I just wanted to share some updates of what's kind of been going on for me for the last few months, I suppose. So you may or may not know that I work in the cosmic realms. And I've kind of mostly done that on my own for the last 10 years. But last summer, I was lucky enough to find a group of other people working in this way. And that helped me verbalize aspects, things I'd seen, but I didn't know how to communicate previously. So for example, one of the terms that's really helped frame my work is quantum, the whole concept of a quantum realm. So when I saw this realm, think of it as the energetic structure of everything. Our light body, the earth, all the planets, the universe, and add layers of time and space over that, and that kind of makes up this quantum realm. So when I was working with clients, it started with me seeing their energy first, their vibrations and frequencies, of their experiences, of their desires, of their strengths, of their weaknesses. And then when I worked with them towards their future, the future they desired, their soul's great vision, I could see that as an energetic pathway, something to be discovered and cleared of obstacles, and even upgraded sometimes. And then I started noticing we started working on multidimensional aspects, looking at how the soul is embodied in the physical form and how our origins, our source origins, are cosmic. And just our general abilities to connect into the cosmic energies and have all this information available to us to be used as tools in our life. So I was trying to think of an analogy to try and explain these different layers that I've seen. So if we take a person and they may believe they can't fly, maybe society told them they couldn't, maybe experience showed them and failed, maybe they thought it's safer on the ground, so not worth even trying. So this is the first step of healing, facilitating the person to believe in themselves and trust themselves. So when we get them to the point where they're ready to fly, the next level kicks in. Maybe their parents have said, you should fly to Paris, or you should never fly over the sea, you only fly 1 hour at a time. So basically the flight path is being dictated by external sources. And the person doesn't get to decide where they want to go and how they want to get there. So this is the second step of healing, is to facilitate the person to make heart and soul-based decisions and to find and align to their own life path. And then we have the third part, and this is the plane they're going to fly in. Is it basic or is it fully loaded with instruments? Over time, plane technology has advanced. And we've also got now a whole infrastructure supporting it, like airports, radio masts, weather warning technology. And all of this allows a pilot to navigate more easily, having more fuel capacity, better aerodynamics for longer flights between stops, instruments to show you the way when you can't see. So think of this as the third step of healing. This is facilitating a remembrance of our divine talents, our ability to sense, heal, use intuition, and to manifest. So you can see with these three layers that we have a human frequency, and we also have the frequency of the world in which we operate. If we want each human to upgrade their abilities into a higher consciousness state of living, then the infrastructure also has to exist. So this would be the basic plane versus the more advanced plane. You'll achieve a lot more in life flying the more technologically advanced plane than you will on the basic plane. Now, if we want more advanced flying, we need better planes. But we also understand that it's not the pilot that creates those planes. And just because somebody else is creating the planes, it doesn't mean that the pilot can't then benefit from it. So we have people who are there working together to create an infrastructure, an energetic infrastructure. Now, there are many dimensions in this quantum realm in parallel, and we can have different feet in different dimensions at the same time. It's not a linear process. We can jump around this complex web of woven energies all around the cosmos. And depending on what lessons we're learning at what time and what we have already learned is where we end up within this web. So it's this infrastructure work that I've been mostly doing on my own. Not really understanding it, and definitely not understanding it enough to be able to express it. But I just did what I was guided to do, and I trusted that what I was doing was needed for the planet. And there was a real strong tie between my personal healing and the healing for the cosmos. So that was a huge driver for me. So I was really glad last year when I found this group that I was working with. And they're not just women, they're men as well. And I was listening to the words that they're using, and I'm able now to finally map my experiences onto that. And it's starting to open up new doors for me. It's also made me bring up the cosmic aspect. So to take it up from the shadows and the work that I used to do without telling anyone and bring it into a new perspective. I'm seeing how that is starting to impact on my energy and the work that I'm doing with my clients too. So as I do more work on the cosmic infrastructure, my energy gets impacted and altered, which then means that when I'm working with my client, they also get impacted and altered in new and exciting ways. In the quantum realm, frequency osmosis is a communication method. It's kind of like a process of gradual or unconscious assimilation of ideas, knowledge, skills, or just states of being. It's kind of less about the mind and knowledge and more about the soul and sensing. The work I've been doing with this group over the last 6 months has anchored in a new infrastructure. And it's been anchored in a way that has never been managed before. It kept slipping back due to dark agendas or fear and resistance. But now it seems to be more stable, and it's giving us a different playing board. So in my analogy, think of it, instead of having highly advanced planes, you now have rockets to fly wherever you wish, and the infrastructure needed to support rockets. So right now, I'm not sure if my January's energy reading is because that infrastructure has been anchored and stabilized, and now it's more easily accessible to more people, or whether it's because my understanding of it has evolved and my resistance to it has dissolved. Maybe it's a combination of both. Whatever the reason, it has resulted in this energy reading being more expansive than all my other reports to date, which were slightly more mindset and spiritual practice orientated. It's kind of taken me on a journey over the last 3 years from embodiment to mindset to spiritual practices, and now onto this cosmic infrastructure and our divine talents that we can tap into. So if any of this resonates with you, if you find your soul is yearning for something more, to be more fully expressed, to be seen or heard, you have a message to share. If you kind of feel ready to be regenerated and upgraded, and ready to play this game of life in a new, expansive way, then get in touch. I'm White Star Mystic Coach, and I'd love to facilitate that journey with you.